What's up, guys? This is Sammy Geek back here with a quick video, and today's video we're going to do a comparison between the two colors, essentially the silver and the gray, and we're going to try out a couple different bands. So this is going to be a really fun one. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I just want to talk about the different colors here. I have not tried these on at all yet, and talk about the differences that I found between these two watches. And if you are in a situation like me and you're kind of debating on which color to go with, hopefully this video will help you out. So I really like the white watch that they have, and but I think it's in a sort of a different category per se, because what I started out with is I started with this watch, actually the silver one. Okay, so my theory was, if you guys are shopping around, you're probably thinking very similar. The black one is going to be, I consider, the more sporty version. The white one on the other side is going to be kind of the most flashy version per se. And this is sort of middle of the road, right? So they've got more, you could consider more sporty, athletic, rugged kind of feel. And then the white one, of course, being like the most fun, the most blingy of the bunch. And then this kind of splits the difference. So I'm going to try these watches on for you, and I'm going to kind of bring it in a little bit so you can see what these things will look like. And again, I'll give you my assessment. So right away, I do want to tell you I am going to keep the white one for sure. So I've got it on order, but as you guys know, the white ones are a little ways out for most people. I think mine was slated for something like August 21st. So I do want to keep that one because my other watch is a Garmin Epix Pro. And that watch is like, I don't even, $1,000, $1,100 or something to that effect. But I wear my watches day in and day out. I wear these 24 hours a day. And for the price of this, because I had a couple watches that I could trade in, for the price of this, I'm still much, much, much less expensive than having a Garmin Epix Pro. So I determined I was going to keep two watches, not three. So my conclusion based on trying the different colors here, the silver and the black, because I already know I'm going to keep the white. If I could only have one watch, that might be a little different debate. So I got to consider the majority of the time that I'm wearing this watch, what is it going to be good for? And I would say I'm using it a lot for workouts. I'm using it, I wear it day in and day out, right? So, if I suit up and go to a customer and I'm, working, which watch is going to still look good, but 80% of the time it's more casual, right? I'm not dressed up in a suit. So what I found is that this particular watch, after trying the two, is this one was a little bit, let me put this one on for you guys. So if I was going to keep the white one, as I mentioned, I didn't see the point of keeping this one anymore. Let me wipe the screen off. The reason is I felt like this one was a little bit more a blingy, right? So this is like, I would consider this a little bit more classic look, a little classier look. It's going to look good pretty much all the time, but it's not really sporty for like workouts, right? Just for running around town, doing your thing, going for your workouts and stuff. I felt like it was, if I was going to have two watches, I would have one that is more dressy or fun. We'll call it the fun watch. And then other is just the day-to-day wear. Day in and day out, you don't even think about it. So as I tried on the black one, I found that for day-to-day use, it doesn't stand out as much. I'll try this one on for you guys. It doesn't stand out as much. And we'll talk about the bands here in a minute. But this just, it just looks more sporty. It doesn't stand out. It just feels like, when I compared this to my Garmin, I thought, okay, when I switched over to the silver watch, my first impression was I feel like I'm thinking about this watch. Whereas my Garmin, I just wore it day to day and never really thought about it. You didn't have to think about it. For whatever reason, when I had this on, when I was at the gym, I kept seeing the chrome. If you guys look really close here on the so it's kind of a matte finish, titanium on the top here. And then right around this little corner, you guys see the reflection all along that side. That's like very, very bright. I think I wish they would have just kept it the matte finish like you see at the top here all the way around. But so that, for me, whatever reason, I felt like that I felt like it made the watch feel a little bit cheap, or cheaper, we should say. From straight on, it looks pretty good, but then that angle, I kept seeing the reflection in the gym, and it felt like I was wearing a watch that was a little bit more classy, just like a day-to-day wear, and not a sports watch when I'm at the gym and running and things like that. So immediately when I tried on the black, I knew that this was going to be my day-to-day wear. And again, I just felt like it went with everything. You just can't go wrong with black. So if you have a dress shirt on that's up to here, it still looks good. This one probably looks a little bit better. But then again, for 80% of the day, for everything else, I think this is just a put it on, forget it, don't even think about it kind of watch. I also saw there was another guy that did a video comparing the two watches, and he called this one more of like, he felt like this was like a James Bond style, and this was like Ethan Hunt, meaning like Mission Impossible, more modern, and then this was like more classy, classic, James Bond kind of look. And I really liked that analogy because I think it's true. But again, if I was only to have one watch and I had to choose, you put me in a corner and you're like, pick one right now between these two, I just feel like this is going to go better with everything for like my personal day, like my workouts, my running, just casual wear, business wear, everything. Where again, this had the bonus of working maybe a little bit better as a nicer looking watch when you're dressing up. But then the remainder of the day, if I was at the gym or super casual t-shirt and shorts, whatever, then yeah, I just was not, for whatever reason, this was standing out too much, and that chrome bezel kind of bothered me. Now I know the white one does have the chrome, but it's also white up here, it's white on the side, and it is like, if you're gonna go like blingy all the way 100%, like get the white one, right? If you're just like, I want the coolest, flashiest watch that I can get, like the white one hands down. And again, this one's kind of middle of the road. So assessment on the watches, hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. Let me just share, this is the black one again. Let's get the silver one up so you guys can see this. Because when I was watching videos, I noticed I really wanted to get that kind of assessment. Let's do this. I'm gonna stretch this one down just a little bit so I can put both of them on. But if you guys were like me, man, I was just searching videos like crazy trying to figure out which watch do I like. Now for the kind of the kicker, right? We're gonna play around with these bands a little bit. So with the black one, I had somebody say on some video that, well, with these little orange ticks, maybe not every band is gonna look as good on it. So hopefully that's enough time for you guys to kind of look at the colors next to each other and kind of assess them. I can throw one watch on at a time real quick again for you guys. So just to do that little comparison. So again, this is the black one. Obviously it's a little bit loose right now, but so the black one, I've got like average size wrist. I don't think it's too big, but the watch really is super comfortable. We'll get into the bands. I really do like this band over this material. I just wasn't a big fan of this. Is really rigid along the outside here, and I just wasn't a big fan of how it looked. I prefer this band, and I feel like with these little holes everywhere, it's kind of better venting, and it's just more comfortable, I think, than this band. I am not a big fan. So if you guys are wondering about comfort level, this band, I would say the Marine band, for me, felt like the most comfortable. So that's that one. You see how that just kind of blends in. It looks nice. And this is the dark band. So we're going to play around and sport it up here with some of the other colors. And then I'll throw this one back on so you guys can see. And I mean, right away when I put it, I can tell it's thinner. This band is thinner, but it's really like rigid. Like it's really stiff. And just not a huge fan of the band. I don't know, whatever reason. You guys see how the black one just, I don't know, for me, whatever, it just felt like it just blended in. I don't have any, chrome shining on my hand during my workouts and stuff. If you don't work out and you're looking at the Ultra watch, it's not really going to do you much justice because this is a athletic watch designed for people that are going to be out and about and doing activities. I'm not saying you got to be lifting weights and doing things in the gym, but, this is an outdoors watch. if you're not capitalizing on that and you don't care and you're just wearing it indoors, maybe this is the watch for you, but hopefully that helps you guys. Now, here is the fun part. So we're going to try a couple different bands. We had some people say the bands maybe would make it look funky. So let's go right out of the gate with like the blue. So I'm going to take this off if I can. These bands are kind of tricky sometimes. You got to press it in with your fingernail. And so let's do this side. And okay, so we got this one off. And this is going to be my first time trying this. Now, the other thing we can do is we can change the watch face and the colors on the watch face to make it have a little bit more blue if you wanted to screw around with that. I'm just going to see if these pop in. So these little cheap bands, let's just do a little comparison here. You can clearly tell the difference between if I can maintain my focus, the OEM band and like the cheapo knockoff version. I think I got these on like AliExpress. But look at, this is metal. This is, you know, just a nicer, this is kind of just like a cheap, like plasticky, weird, whatever. So clearly a huge difference. There is a difference. This one's thicker. This one's, you know, more premium. It shouldn't be $70, but, you know, cheaper version. But I'm fine with that for what I paid for these. So let's see. Well, let's make sure they go on the watch first, right? So see, I should probably, so what I've been doing is I've been kind of pressing in the button and then putting like I haven't been, if you try to jam it in there, like it doesn't want to go. So you have to kind of get your fingernail in there and then it's kind of like, I'll get used to it. There we go. Okay. So here we have the blue with the orange. And I don't know, that still looks good. This is the first time trying. This band is actually a little thinner and more flexible than the OEM. That's interesting. And it looks like the little grooves here on the side are a little bit thinner as well. If you see, this is like thicker. You could tell it's clearly a knockoff band, but it's staying on good and tight. Okay. And then if you compare this is a very nice, like brushed aluminum or whatever you want to call it. This is kind of just cheaper, but again, we're talking about a band that costs a few bucks. Let's see what this guy looks like here. This is not bad. I mean, it's actually comfortable. And there's blue. Let you guys take that one in for a minute. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. That I don't mind the orange ticks on there. Let's get up in here so you guys can see a little bit. I just got back from doing t-ball with my son and we were running around. So if it looks like I'm shaking, it's because we were goofing around at the park playing t-ball and running after this little air ball thing that he had. So having some fun, but okay, that looks cool. You guys, let's go like this just for fun for the people that are looking at the other color. Again, this video might go a little long because we're switching bands a lot here, but let's take this band off. And then we're going to try, and I suppose it's probably going to look even better on the other one. But again, that's if you want to have the more dressy watch. All right, we got this off. You almost like have to not touch the screen when you do it. So this one is going to go at the top. And we'll put this guy on here. Actually, what am I doing? All right, we're going to want to try the blue one. I'm like, let's put the same band on I just took off. So I'm totally pressing buttons right now. I can tell, I can feel it vibrating and doing all kinds of stuff. All right, so here's the other choice. This would be the blue one. This is really, actually, I'm kind of shocked. This band is pretty nice for being, it's really comfortable. And these are just the cheap, like AliExpress, Amazon knockoffs. But yeah, I mean, well, to me, okay, here's my assessment of this. I think they both look equally good. I think you guys tell me, but I think I'm liking, I don't know. I don't mind the black one. I think the black one looks just fine with, even though it has the tick marks. All right, what else do you guys want to see here? Let's try, just for fun, let's take this one, we're going to set that one aside. Let's try white just for fun, because this is probably going to be one of my favorite colors. I just want to see what this guy's going to look like, and my fingernails are going to be sore after this, right? Jamming in. Let's see. I got to figure out a better, more efficient way to do this, but hopefully you're not switching bands like 5 times a day. All right. Let's see how that orange. Man, this band is like really shockingly nice. Pretty cool. All right. There's the white one. See, now I'm pressing buttons. So again, that looks cool. I mean, you normally you would think, okay, there's a lot of orange around the tick marks, but that looks great. Let's get in here, kind of do the spinorama for you guys. That's pretty cool. I like it. So clearly, if it looks good on the black one, we know it's going to look good on the silver one, which we already had a white band on anyway. So the orange one, you guys have all seen a million of the orange ones, so like let's not screw around with that. Let's try to choose a different color that would be a little bit more clashy with the orange tick marks. I keep pulling the watch away because I'm pressing a million buttons. So how about like the blue, this kind of bluish? I've got like a dark blue and I've got a little light blue here. Well, I don't want to say light blue, but like you guys tell me what color that looks like. I just saw a picture of it online and it looked great. So let's see. I think if any watch band is going to clash, it's probably going to be this guy here. So let's see what this looks like. Press in. Okay, now I'm getting a little bit more efficient putting these things on. And I got the Bixby Google thing going bonkers because I'm hitting buttons. And all right, first time trying this. And again, I think that looks good. Again, you guys tell me, but I mean, I just don't think you can go wrong with the black watch. And yes, there's orange tick marks around, but whatever, you got orange here. And in the case of the watch face that I have, I kind of have the orangish going on in there. So that still looks pretty good. Let's try the gray band to kind of finish it off. So the blue band would kind of be the same concept, or the dark blue. And again, it's like whatever with the tick marks. It's not a big deal. So let's just try. We're going to go back to this guy with a different color. I suppose if we try the blue, I bet this is going to be look really classy. So we'll give this one a shot. All right, let's go here. I always have to remember to put this one on the top. Okay. And this is the way to do it for sure. You're going to press buttons and stuff and hit the screen, but like if you can press that in, and first, and then it locks right into place. All right, let's go back here. This is probably going to look really nice. And of course, this thing's all goofy now, but you guys are getting the point here. If you're still watching this video, you're probably geeking out like I was about all these different colors and all the different choices. That looks really nice. It's definitely, they're both really nice watches. You just can't go wrong with either one of these colors. I mean, you guys, if you like the silver one, just rock it at the gym, do your thing. There's nothing wrong with the black one. There's nothing wrong with the silver one. It's super personal preference. Now the white one, that's definitely going to be a little bit more blingy for sure. So that's going to be a personal preference if you like the white watch, which I love the white watch, but again, I'm not going to wear that for business. I'm going to use the white one more for, just have fun on the weekends or whatever. All right, let's try one last color here. We're going to try the gray one because this is probably going to be my more day-to-day wear, and I'm curious how it's going to look with the orange. So let's go and try this. So where I was going with that, with the white one, you're probably not going to suit up and wear the white watch. You might, actually. But for me, I'm going to go a little bit more muted, and that's where I want the black one for when I'm going to be using dressing up or whatever it would be, wearing my dress shirts and stuff. I'm not going to wear the all white watch. Let's see what this looks. All right. Yeah, I mean, that looks good. I think the best color combination is probably going to be the OEM black band. But if you want to sport it up a little bit without going overboard, like look at the gray, that looks really nice. Hopefully I'm not turning my hand too fast for you guys here, but you kind of get the point. I mean, it looks cool, right? So I do like that. You know, let's say you're going to have a beach day or something and you have the black one, and you know you can still sport it up, right? You can put the white band on here and have a little bit of fun with it, make it sporty. You could even change your watch face and put some kind of cool like sporty watch face on there. And then if you're really wanting to go funky, you know, put the bright blue on there. So now with that said, between the two watches, all right, so we've talked a lot about these colors. With that said, between the two colors, personally, I feel like this one's going to be more versatile because you can totally mute this watch out with the black band, with the gray band, which we talked about. The gray band is actually still kind of a muted color. And then if you want to sport, even this blue, that whatever color this is still kind of cool too. But yeah, obviously the orange, that's going to go full on like, you know, beach. I'm going to go on the boat. This is also like beachy boat, fun, vacation, whatever. Here's your white for your fun weekends or whatever. Like you could do that. Whereas, so here you've got this like muted for dress up, and then you've got a sporty for whatever occasion. And where here, I think you can never make this 100% fully muted. Like let's just try this for fun for the last thing. So this will be a little bit more muted. And we're just going to pop the top piece on here. That's about as muted as you're going to go per se, I guess, with this watch. And like, I'll call it sporty, right? So we're going to try to make this guy as sporty as possible. So we're going to put the dark band on this guy. And let's just flip this thing back there for full effect. All right. So you see what I'm talking about now? It still has like a level of classiness to it. And it still does have that little side of chrome if you like that. Cool. I'm not a huge fan of it for this one. For the white one, yeah. But so this is always a little more dressy. This looks really, really good. But that sporty factor, you're not kind of getting that full sport factor out of this one, you know? It is what it is. It's personal preference. So hopefully that helps you guys out. I definitely I love all the watches, but let's just say I could afford to keep all three watches. I had this one, the silver one, and the white one, which eventually is going to come. I just think what would happen is like, my question is then when would I wear this one? That becomes the question. So this one I'm going to wear most of the time, right? For sports, for just chilling, casual, whatever it is. I can still use this one for dress, as we've talked about, because I think it looks just fine. And then this one is like, if I had all three again, like I would probably tend to use this one for business. Like if I'm going to suit up, I would probably use this one. But that is only like 10% of my total day, right? I'm talking like between just chilling and then working out and just working from home or travel or whatever it is where I'm not, you know, suiting up per se in front of a customer. So then that means I'm going to wear this watch like 90% of the time. Or 80% of the time. And then I'm going to wear the white one the other probably 15% of the time, which barely leaves any time to wear this watch. So at that point, I just can't justify having three watches. So, but for now, I'm going to, because this is still brand new for me, I'm going to keep the OEM band that I chose. And I just think if you're going to buy an OEM band, you got to choose a color that you think you're going to wear most of the time. Because if you consider like this blue, well, let's just say white, because we know there's white, we know there's orange. Both these colors are like blingy, bright. You're not going to use, probably not going to use most of the, you know, bright colors for like dressing up for work. So if you're going to have a very expensive OEM band with a nice brushed aluminum, I would say if you have not ordered your watch yet, I would highly suggest that you choose the band that is going to go with most of what you're going to do for your workouts, for your work, etc., etc. And then for a ridiculously low price, you can go out and get yourself some bands like I did and have all kinds of different fun colors. Got a couple blues, couple grays. Still haven't figured out. Somebody's got to post in the comments because I don't know what color that is, but it's like a cool blue-ish. And then this band, for me, this is a hard no. You might like it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I've been reading online that I don't think a lot of people are huge fans of this band. But if you wanted a little bit more dressier band than this guy, then you're probably going to head that direction anyway. And this would probably look good if it was dark. I'm just not a huge fan of the white one in this. If I'm going to go white, I want like boaty, sporty look, you know. So that's it, guys. Continue to watch my videos and give me a like, do the whole shenanigans if you can. And I'm going to do a couple of videos. I guess I don't want to spill the beans yet. Keep an eye on my channel. I've got a cool comparison between, you're gonna be like, why would you compare this to an S24 or an Ultra? I'm not an Ultra. S24 Ultra or a Fold 6. Why would you compare your watch to that? But just hang tight for that video. I got kind of a cool comparison I'm gonna do probably later today or in the next couple days. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this helps you choose your colors and what you're aiming for and the difference between the silver and the black version. And whenever I get the white, I'll post up a video on that as well. So peace out. Talk to you guys soon.